For 1,666 days, a United States Marine sat in a Russian prison. By the end, he was in a catatonic state, a feeding tube down his nose, handcuffed to a hospital bed. His family believed he was dying. Today, Robert Gilman is now back in the United States, and the first thing he asked for was a great cheeseburger. Robert Gilman is 32 years old, a former United States Marine who served from 2019 to 2020. After the Marines, he became an English teacher. His students in Poland nicknamed him Captain America. He was born in Poland, raised in Massachusetts by Russian immigrant parents. By all accounts, he was the kind of guy who wanted to help people learn and build a better life. In early 2022, he was traveling toward a teaching opportunity in Moldova. He never made it. In November 2021, while transiting through Moscow, Gilman became violently ill. He recovered at a relative's house. When he tried to continue his journey, he discovered pages were missing from his passport. On January 17, 2022, while heading to the U.S. Embassy to fix it, he fell ill again. Russian police approached him. They claimed he was drunk and had assaulted an officer. Gilman's family tells a very different story. They say he was sick, that any contact with the officer was accidental, that the officer was uninjured, and even dropped the charges. No meaningful evidence was presented at trial. Yet Robert Gilman, an American Marine, was convicted and sentenced to roughly 3.5 to 4.5 years in a Russian prison. That was only the beginning. While in custody, new charges appeared: assaulting a prison inspector, assaulting an investigator, assaulting guards. His sentence climbed to 10 years. Advocates and his family say he was goaded, provoked, and abused. Reports include forced exercise sessions lasting many hours, the administration of psychotropic drugs, and relentless pressure. Robert Gilman became the third U.S. Marine in recent years to be locked up in Russia after Trevor Reed and Paul Whelan. By late June 2026, the damage was catastrophic. Gilman slipped into what doctors and advocates called a dissociative stupor, a near-catatonic state. He remained like that for 47 days. He was transferred to a civilian hospital, fed through a tube, and handcuffed to the bed. His mother flew to Russia trying to see him. She was denied. Kieran Ramsey, a former head of the FBI's hostage recovery fusion cell, who has worked many of these cases, called Gilman's treatment one of the worst he had ever seen involving an American in a Russian prison. The family genuinely feared he would die there, just like Otto Warmbier died in North Korea. On August 11, 2026, after discussions between President Trump and Vladimir Putin, Russia released Robert Gilman on humanitarian grounds. No prisoner exchange. Russia asked for no one in return. He was flown out with his mother on the plane. Trump spoke with him during the flight. Gilman's request was simple: a great cheeseburger when he landed. He is now headed to a U.S. military hospital in Texas for intensive medical and psychological evaluation. The road to recovery will be long. His sister Lexi said it plainly: "There is no other reason that Robert is alive today other than that President Trump heard about the case and took action." Robert Gilman is home, but the question remains: how many more Americans are still sitting in Russian prisons under the same kind of treatment? This is Kits News. If this story hits you the way it hit me, drop a comment. Tell me what you think should happen next. Subscribe if you want more of these cases covered without the filter. And to every service member and every family still waiting for someone to come home, we see you. I'll see you in the next one. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified of our next post.